Hey everyone, let's jump straight into this explainer. If you're managing a Google Business Profile, you already know it's a super important touch point. But are you actually using it to drive sales? Today, we're going to look at a totally simple, highly practical way to stop treating your profile like a static digital billboard and start using it as an active engine to pull in new business directly from the search page.
We've broken this explainer down into a really straightforward playbook. We're going to cover the initial communication problem, why messaging is the answer, how it mechanically works, why speed is everything, how to turn those casual chats into hard leads, and finally, some best practices to guarantee success. Let's get to it.
Starting off with part 1, the customer communication problem.
Okay, picture this. It's an everyday scenario. A potential customer finds you on Google and they just have a really quick question. Maybe they want to know today's price or if you're open late. The old way? They'd have to copy your number, open their phone dialer, make the call, and then just sit there hoping someone actually picks up. I mean, that is some serious friction. Contrast that with the modern way. They just tap a message button, and boom, the question is sent instantly. No app switching, no waiting on hold. So, I want you to ask yourself something really obvious but incredibly crucial before we move forward. Which of those two experiences do you think your customers are going to prefer? In our digital-first world, the answer is a no-brainer, right? Removing that initial friction is absolutely the name of the game.
Which brings us right to part 2, why messaging matters.
Honestly, reducing friction is exactly why Google built this feature in the first place. Today's customers don't just prefer instant communication, they flat out expect it. And let's be totally real for a second. A lot of people actively avoid making phone calls unless they absolutely have to. By turning on messaging, you're letting customers reach out without ever leaving their Google Search or Maps app. You're meeting them right where they already are. That makes your business feel so much more approachable, and greater approachability directly translates into a huge increase in overall inquiries.
Moving into part 3, let's talk about how messaging actually works behind the scenes.
Don't worry, it's a completely foolproof, linear process. First, a message or chat button pops up on your profile. A customer taps it, sends their question, and you get an instant notification. Now here's the best part, especially if you value your privacy. You can reply right from your dashboard securely without ever having to hand out your personal phone number or contact details. And everything gets automatically saved, so picking up a conversation later on is a total breeze.
All right, part 4, the need for speed.
So getting the feature turned on is a great first step, but to really win here, you have to act fast. Think about it. When someone is shopping around, they're probably contacting 2 or 3 different local businesses at once. If you can fire back a reply in a few minutes while your competitors take hours to get back to them, you have an immediate, undeniable advantage. You're catching that buyer when their intent is literally at its peak. And ultimately, speed matters so much because it instantly builds trust. A rapid response tells them you're attentive, you're professional, and you're ready to solve their problem. That dramatically boosts your chances of winning them over, especially compared to the business down the street that's still sifting through voicemails.
Now we're getting to the best stuff. Part 5, turning conversations into leads.
This right here is where you see the real return on your time. You're going to find that you get the exact same questions over and over again. What are your hours? How much does this cost? Do you deliver? Because of this, you absolutely have to prepare standard, ready-to-go replies. Having those templates dialed in saves you a massive amount of time, and it ensures your answers are always completely accurate.
I really want this next point from our source material to sink in. Every incoming message is a potential sales opportunity. This isn't just about answering questions, it's a fundamental mindset shift. When you start viewing messages this way, you move away from basic customer service and step right into active selling and growing your revenue.
Because honestly, a simple chat transforms into a real conversion when you take the wheel. Don't just act like a human FAQ page where you answer a question and go silent. Keep the conversation rolling. Ask follow-up questions to figure out exactly what they need, recommend the right products, and gently guide them to actually make a booking or a purchase. That is the secret sauce for turning a casual chat into a paying customer.
Finally, let's look at part 6, best practices for success.
To make sure you're executing this flawlessly day in and day out, we've got a rapid-fire checklist for you. First, make sure your notifications are enabled on every single device so you never miss a beat. Reply as quickly as humanly possible. Always keep your tone professional but super friendly. Make sure your answers are short and genuinely helpful. And listen, don't be afraid to send a polite follow-up if a customer suddenly goes quiet. Sometimes just checking back in is the sole difference between losing a hard-earned customer and closing a sale.
The big takeaway here is this. Your Google Business Profile is a powerful lead generation tool. Once you embrace messaging and start responding promptly, your whole paradigm shifts. You stop looking at your profile as just a static online directory, and you start using it dynamically to build trust faster, make things totally effortless for your buyers, and convert casual inquiries into actual sales.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Look at how you're currently handling inquiries. Are you leaving money on the table simply because you're making your customers jump through hoops just to ask a basic question? It might just be time to wipe out that friction, turn on messaging, and start having the conversations that will actually grow your business.